Attention in the barns. We need 18-year-old showmanship to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Mallory Talby, Carson Fishback, and Lillian Wildy. Please be making your way to the holding pens at this time. We also need 17-year-old showmen to be getting ready in the barns. These exhibitors are Lily Zenmeister, Emma Lawball, Chloe Talby, and Luke Jennings. Please be getting ready in the barn. We would like to do a moment of silence for Regina Howerton. The Clermont County Agricultural Society lost a lifelong friend this year. Regina Rain Howerton was a tireless volunteer and a generous sponsor of many fair activities for years. She had not missed a fair since being a little girl until 2020. Her impact on the fair will be remembered for years to come. Regina grew up in Perningtown and joined 4-H as a 9-year-old. She met her husband David at the fair, and they were married nearly 40 years. Together, they supported many children in the 4-H and FFA programs by buying animals, supporting the Outstanding Exhibitor program with yearly t-shirts, and donating equipment to the Senior Fair Board to help make the fair a better experience for all visitors, just to name a few of their contributions. Regina's involvement began as a teenager. She was one of the founding members of the Clermont County Junior Fair Board and served as its second president. As an adult, she proudly watched her 2 daughters show their own cattle and lamb at the fair. She laughed with friends as they sat outside the Senior Fair Board office all night waiting to buy camping permits. She loved the country music concerts so much that she and David helped sponsor those events. She believed the fair was a great way for 4-H and FFA members to showcase a year of hard work, be it by baking a pie or showing a calf. She said the fair helped kids learn responsibility, helped them develop lifelong friendships, and best of all, make new friends. Neither she or David asked for any credit, but their legacy of giving back to their fair family will help many children well into the future. Entering the arena at this time is 18-year-old division showmanship. These exhibitors are Mallory Talby, Carson Fishback, and Lillian Wildy. At this time, we need 17-year-old showmen to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Lily Zinmeister, Emma Lawball, Chloe Talby, and Luke Jennings. Please be making your way to the holding pens at this time. We also need the 16-year-old Heat 1 to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Shelby Highfield, Hannah Heller, Justin Leach, Noah Bunting, Nathaniel Royce, Allison Korniak, and Brianna Blakely. Please be getting ready in the barn. Just as a reminder that if you have somebody who would like to do Pee Wee Showmanship, they do have to be 5 years or older. They have to be 5 years old or older.
Test, test. Good morning. Let's go ahead and give our first class of exhibitors here a nice round of applause. A really competitive group here within this division. I think there's two that work their way logically a little bit more towards the top end with a little bit better control. They do a better job of keeping that pig's head up and keeping those pigs moving from that standpoint. So not going to take anything away from our third exhibitor. They just need to work a little bit harder to keep that head up, keep that hog moving. Young lady does a good job. Give her a nice round of applause there in the mustard colored shirt there today. Thank you. Closer placing here in our top end, I think we've got two exhibitors here that do a great job with how they present their animals. They've got good control, maintain that eye contact. We kind of sorted them a little bit there also with some questions. Both of them kind of messed one of the questions up. The other one did better on one of them in comparison to that. To me, though, I think once again, one's got a little more control, keeps that pig head up, keeps that pig rolling, did better on the question. So the good combination exhibitor today. Young lady here in the purple is going to be our champion. Congratulations to her. Young lady here is going to be second for me, a really close placing on our top end. So give them both a nice round of applause there as we dismiss them on back. Thank you.
Congratulations, 18-year-old division winner Lillian Wowdy. Second place, Carson Fishback, and third place, Mallory Talby. Entering the arena at this time is 17-year-old Showman. These exhibitors are Lily Zinmeister, Emma Lawball, Chloe Talby, and Luke Jennings. We need 16-year-old showmen, Heat 1, to be making their way to the show arena at this time. These exhibitors are Shelby Highfield, Hannah Heller, Justin Leach, Noah Bunting, Nathaniel Royce, Allison Korniak, and Brianna Blakely. Please be making your way to the holding pens. We need Heat 2 to be getting ready in the barns. These exhibitors are Madeline Griffith, Kaylin Williams, Colin Sandfoss, Olivia Barkhurst, Garrett Talby, Garrett Leach, and Matthew Bunting. Please be getting ready in the barn.
Another real competitive group. Let's give these 4 exhibitors here within this division here another nice round of applause here in comparison. I think once again we've got some excellent exhibitors that work their way towards the top end. I think maybe 3 with a little more skill set in comparison to that. So it gets a little bit closer there for me for second and third here within this division. But I think once again it depends on where you want to put your focus and what your game plan is in that standpoint. Our 4th place exhibitor I think does a good job. They just need to remember we drive our pigs really specifically up towards that head and that shoulder. We try not to tap them on the back of the ham if we can for showmanship, and we need to keep those pigs moving and rolling. Does a good job. Young lady in the red over there is going to be 4. Give her a nice round of applause today. A great job. I think once again it gets close there for me between second and third here in this division with our champion. I think once again a third place, it just depends. We've got one that maybe needs to work a little harder or be a little more aggressive to keep that hog moving. The pig wants to be low key, and I've got another exhibitor there that maybe needs to turn that pig a little faster before it gets to the outside gate from that perspective to keep the hog rolling. So it depends on where you want to put your focus here. A closer placing here is in 2 and 3 for me within this group in comparison to our champion. Once again, I think it's just minor differences. The one I think once again with a little more control does a good job. Just needs to turn those hogs a little quicker, a little faster. Does a good job. Young lady over there is going to be 3. Give her a nice round of applause there for doing an excellent job. A close placing here in our top end. I think one just got a little more aggression and control. Keeps that hog moving and keeps it coming towards me. Does a great job. Young man right here is going to be our champion. Congratulations to him. Young lady here is going to be second. And once again, she just needs to be a little bit faster at getting that hog moving. It wants to be a little too slow for showmanship. So keep it rolling, keep it going for me, and you've done a good job. One more time, give those 4 a nice round of applause there as we turn them on back. Thank you.
Congratulations, 17-year-old showman winner Luke Jennings. Second place, Chloe Talby. Third place, Lily Zinmeister. And fourth place, Emma Lawball. Entering the arena at this time is Heat 1 of the 16-year-old showman. These exhibitors are Shelby Highfield, Hannah Heller, Justin Leach, Noah Bunting, Nathaniel Royce, Allison Korniak, and Brianna Blakely. We need 16-year-old showman Heat 2 to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Madeline Griffith, Caitlin Williams, Colin Sanfoss, Olivia Barkhurst, Garrett Talby, Justin Leach, Matthew Bunting, and Lillian Nichols. Please be making your way to the holding pens. At this time, we would like to welcome our judge for this morning, Ryan Harrell. He is from Frankton, Indiana, and he works for the First Farmers Bank and Trust as a commercial and ag loan officer. Ryan graduated from Purdue University in 2000 with a degree in animal science. He also graduated from Indiana School of Medicine in 2005 with a degree in nuclear medicine. Ryan was a member of the 1998 and 1999 livestock judging team while attending Purdue University, and won several top 10 honors in livestock judging, reasoning, and carcass estimations. Ryan will be judging livestock shows this year in Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. Please welcome our judge.
Once again, another real competitive group of showmen. We've randomly selected off 3 of our entries here in our first heat. And once again, our other exhibitors did a good job. Young lady's got the fundamentals down. That pig's not real cooperative there for her. This young lady was real close to making the finals, so close to you. Just need a little more aggression. Young lady, you got the fundamentals down. That pig just wants to ride that fence for you. And this guy, once the pig quit running, didn't do too bad. Just got to keep that pig's head up and keep it a little better control. So give them a nice round of applause. We'll dismiss those 4 on back today for doing a good job today. Thank you.
We need 15-year-old showmen to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Chelsea Smith, Lily Talby, Angela Jones, Dakota Bosom, and Orrin Hausch. Please be getting ready in the barn.
Once again, in no particular order or sequence here. Maybe this group was a little more competitive than our prior group, so we selected a few more out of the group here for our finals. So give those exhibitors that we pinned their pigs there a nice round of applause there for getting selected there in our top end. I think once again, these exhibitors know their pigs weren't quite as cooperative, maybe as they preferred. Had a couple of them preferred always to run out to those other gates or keep on moving, but they've done a good job. That pig just wants to ride the fence a little too much. These other ones want to walk a little too fast and maybe not be in control. Give those exhibitors there a nice round of applause. We're dismissed those 4 on back today. Thank you.
We are posting the Hog Showmanship order on Facebook. The Hog Showmanship order will be on Facebook.
A really competitive group here. Let's give all these exhibitors that made it to the finals here a nice round of applause. Once again, it gets real competitive here in our top four, and moving on down the line with a couple things that kind of shook some of the exhibitors out here. I think once again, these four worked their way towards the top. I asked them a combination of several questions, which really sorted them into the top one, and then the second one, and then two that just didn't do very good on their questions, to be honest with you, from that perspective. And I think once again, we've got two better showmen out here, a little bit of the combination of questions of where they're at, kind of a particular how you prefer the top two, and then the next two within that grouping. So I think once again, an exhibitor does a great job with how they show and present. Did not do as well on some of those questions. Maybe just want to have them maybe stand a little more upright, drop their arm down just a little bit more to be just a little more comfortable with how they present themselves. They do a great job. Young man here is going to be 4. Give him a nice round of applause here today for doing an excellent job. The other young man here is going to be 3. Give him a nice round of applause today for doing a great job. He once again, I think he's got a little more control than our other guy, exhibitor there in number 4. But once again, just keep on keeping that up. Try to study a little bit more on some questions there as well. Maybe be a little more comfortable. Both of the guys want to really hold that extra spare arm up kind of high. So try to work on that with your presentment, how you present themselves. But both of them just did an excellent job with showmanship here on our top end. That leads us to 2 young ladies here for first and second within this grouping. I think once again, there's one that had a good combination of showmanship skills, had a good combination of answering those questions. Both of them are phenomenal with how they show and they present their animals. They just do a great job of that. The questions kind of shook them apart. Young lady over here is going to be your champion, even though she's struggling right now. Young lady here is going to be reserved. Didn't quite do as well in the questions as I would hope for, but really a good combination. 2 excellent showmen. The young man coming out next, I think once again did a good job. Same thing with the other young man. You two are very, very similar with your showmanship skills. You maybe were just a little further deep when we had some congestion out here. I need you to be just a little more aggressive and come out towards me. Go ahead and get that pig a drive and work a little bit harder, but both of you do a great job there in showmanship. Same thing with the other young man. He did the same thing. He every once in a while would tap that pig a little further back there towards that ham than I might prefer for showmanship. So give him a nice round of applause. An excellent set of exhibitors here in this age group today. Thank you.
At this time, we need 15-year-old showmen to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Chelsea Smith, Lily Talby, Angela Jones, Dakota Bosom, and Orrin Hausch. Please be making your way to the holding pens. Congratulations, 16-year-old showman. First place, Madeline Griffith. Second place, Shelby Highfield. Third place, Justin Leach. Fourth place, Garrett Leach. And fifth place, Garrett Talby. We need 14-year-old Showman Heat 1 to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Riley Lawbaugh, Peyton Stahl, Emma Reed, Anya Nelson, and Katie Woofer. Please be getting ready in the barn. Chelsea Smith, you need to be making your way to the holding pen at this time. You have 3 minutes. Chelsea Smith. Chelsea Smith, you have 2 minutes to be making your way to the holding pens. Chelsea Smith. Judge, this is your class. We need 14-year-old Showman Heat 1 to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Riley Lawbaugh, Peyton Stahl, Emma Reed, Anya Nelson, and Katie Woofer. We need Heat 2 of 14-year-olds to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Alex Bosom, Michaela Blankenship, Kaylee Jennings, Evan Havarilla, and Hayden Sparks. Please be getting ready in the barn.
A little bit more of a challenging class here in this age group. And we've got one with maybe just a little more control of their animal. The pig may need to pick up that pace, and she works hard to keep that head up, but she does a good job. Young lady here is going to be our champion in this group. Give her a nice round of applause today for doing an excellent job. A closer placing here for second. I think once again, the pig wants to move a little faster, but they've got control of their animal. They need to remember if you come out here for showmanship, you need to try to shut that gate, but they do a good job. Young man here is going to be second. Give him a nice round of applause today for doing a good job. Once again, need to remember to shut that gate behind you if you can. Young man with the spotted up pig is going to be third today. He does a good job. That pig's just kind of slow, so kind of get that one moving and rolling a little quicker. Young lady's our hardest worker over there. She'll be fourth. That pig wants to go back to the barn, is not very cooperative for her. She certainly's got those fundamentals down. Give him a nice round of applause there. Those 4 entries here within this age group. Thank you.
Congratulations. First place, 15-year-old winner, Lily Talby. Second place, Dakota Bosom. Third place, Orrin Hausch. And fourth place, Angela Jones. Entering the arena at this time is 14-year-old Showman Heat 1. These exhibitors are Riley Lawball, Peyton Stahl, Emma Reed, Anya Nelson, and Katie Wolfer. We need 14-year-old Showman Heat 2 to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Alex Bosom, Michaela Blankenship, Kaylee Jennings, Evan Havarilla, Samantha Wood, and Hayden Sparks. Please be making your way to the holding pens.
Another competitive group here with a few more sets of showmen. So I think once again, the other exhibitors that are out here still did a good job. This young man does a good job. That pig just needs to keep its head up. So work a little more on that in the future for you. This young lady does a good job. That pig's a little ouchy on that back foot. Makes it harder for showmanship. I need actually a little more eye contact as well when she got on out here from her. But she does a good job. We randomly selected off those 3. Give them a nice round of applause for doing a great job. We'll dismiss those 2 on back today. Thank you.
Entering the arena at this time is 14-year-old Showman Heat 2. These exhibitors are Alex Bosom, Michaela Blankenship, Kaylee Jennings, Evan Havarilla, Samantha Wood, and Hayden Sparks.
A little bit of a smaller heat here within this division, but I think once again the young lady does a good job. That gilt just wants to run a little faster than she might prefer for showmanship. If that pig slowed down, certainly be really competitive out here as well. We selected off 2 people here. We're going to send her on back. Give her a nice round of applause here for doing a great job today. That pig just wants to run a little too fast today. Thank you.
We need 13-year-old Showman Heat 1 to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Savannah Pennington, Jenna Stahl, Ellie Breitenstein, Eden Myers, Joshua Hazelbaker, Peyton Smith, Hunter Ross, and Nicholas Caddell. Please be making your way to the holding pen. We need Heat 2 of 13-year-olds to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Mason Ross, Lance Cornwell, Mackenzie Blakely, Jake Bunting, and Levi Hausch. Please be getting ready in the barn. As a reminder, if you are wanting to scratch from showmanship, please come up to the announcer's stand and do so before the class.
As a reminder, the Showmanship Showbill is on Facebook if you want to check what class or heat you are in.
A really competitive group here in our top end. Let's give all of our top 5 here a nice round of applause here in this age bracket here within the 1 and the 2 heats. I think once again it gets real competitive down the line. All of these have done a great job here within this grouping, and there's minor things that kind of sift them too with where you want to put your focus and your emphasis here within that grouping. I think one of them, even though the pig's maybe getting a little loud and vocal out here, still keeps control of their animal, and I think another one just is real calm and laid back and does a great job with that in comparison to that. The difference is really how they keep that head up and keep that pig moving, how they know where the rest of the pins are at to keep that pig off of that fence and to drive and direct that. One might drive a little too close to the fence, then try to turn it, or doesn't turn it quite right where they're pushing too far down on that whip and half of that's hanging over the top of the pig's head. So those just take some skill and some practice there. I think one's got a little more control, even though their pig wants to sing a little loud, does a good job. Young lady here is going to be our champion. Congratulations to her for doing a great job. She's got just a tick more control. Even that pig wants to not cooperate as well. She's still driving it, making it do what it has to do. Young man here does a great job. As I mentioned, sometimes he gets a little too close to the fence before he decides he wants to turn. Sometimes that pig wants to kind of bunch up and not cooperate there with that whip, and the reasoning why he's a little too far with that whip, he needs to basically back up just a half a step, and then he's got more of the tip of the whip there to drive that hog up in that face. So excellent job. Give him a nice round of applause. Another excellent showman. Same thing with the young lady here. I think once again did a good job. Every once in a while that pig didn't want to cooperate either. He was in the backup mode over here when he was in showing, and then every once in a while she's got to work a little harder to get that one to cooperate, but she's got the fundamentals down, does an excellent job with her showmanship as well. Young lady in 4 does a good job. That pig wants to go a little fast. She works hard to try to slow it down and keep control of that hog. It doesn't quite want to cooperate. She maybe be a little deeper there when the congestion of the crowd, but she does a great job with how she presents today. I just need that one to slow down just a little bit more for me for showmanship. The opposite comes in next. The young man does a great job with how he shows that pig wants to be a little too slow, honestly, for showman. We got to speed that one up just a nickel there if we could. The young man does a great job with how he does that. Just got to keep that pig rolling a little faster to get right out here in the congestion with that crew. So, but he did an excellent job. Give them all a nice round of applause. An excellent top 5 there in that division today. Thank you.
Congratulations, 14-year-old showmanship winner Kaylee Jennings. Second place, Peyton Stahl. Third place, Katie Woofer. Fourth place, Anya Nelson. And fifth place, Alex Bosom. Entering the arena at this time is Showmanship 13, Heat 1. These exhibitors are Savannah Pennington, Jenna Stahl, Ellie Breitenstein, Eden Myers, Joshua Hazelbaker, Peyton Smith, Hunter Ross, and Nicholas Caudell. We need 13-year-old Showman Heat 2 to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Mason Ross, Lance Cornwell, Mackenzie Blakely, Jake Bunting, Levi Hausch, and Eric Nelson. Please be making your way to the holding pens at this time.
A little bit more of a trickier class here in this division of showmanship. I think once again we have a couple that logically work their way, and maybe because the pigs have know the out gate and makes it a little bit more difficult. Young lady over here does a good job. That pig wants to bolt and kind of run along the fence. Young lady in the black was the next one closest to being in the finals. You did a good job out here. Then that pig wants to start riding the fence on you, made it more difficult, but you did a good job. You were almost in the top end there as well. Same thing with this exhibitor, did a good job. The pig wants to kind of pivot and turn around and not go straight like you need it to. And this young lady's working real hard. That pig don't always cooperate for you either today. Give him a nice round of applause. We'll dismiss those four on back today. Thank you.
Entering the arena at this time is 13-year-old Showman Heat 2. These exhibitors are Mason Ross, Lance Cornwell, Mackenzie Blakely, Jake Bunting, Levi Hausch, and Eric Nelson.
Another real competitive group. In no particular order, we selected off kind of our top end here within that group. A close placing. This individual over here did a great job with showing and presenting. I just need a little more aggressive to keep you up here in the middle of the mix. Every once in a while, you want to kind of go off there and we forget about you as a judge. So I don't want to do that. You need to be aggressive and stick on out here. Young lady does a good job of being out here in the middle. I need to heat that pig head up and kind of keep that hand off that back. And I need a little more eye contact from you if I can to move you on up. Young man does a good job. That pig's a little, kind of ornery out here with the other exhibitors. The young lady does a good job too with showmanship. Just try to keep that pig's head up is the key there. She does a good job of controlling and moving it as well. Give them a nice round of applause. We're dismissed those exhibitors today. On back. Thank you.
We need age 12 showmen Heat 1 to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Jonathan Noss, Jaden Swader, Savannah Smith, Caitlin Brandenburg, and Evan Sanfoss. Please be making your way to the holding pens. We need age 12 showmen Heat 2 to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Scarlett Lucky, Trey Holden, Jaden Swader, and Olivia Liming. We will actually be combining both heats of age 12. So we need all age 12 showmen to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Jonathan Noss, Savannah Smith, Caitlin Brandenburg, Evan Sanfoss, Scarlett Lucky, Trey Holden, Jaden Swader, and Olivia Liming. Please be making your way to the holding pens at this time.
An extremely competitive group here in our top end. Let's give all those exhibitors here, our top 6 here within this age group, a nice round of applause. Once again, real competitive here, our top 3, and it depends on where you want to put your focus. I honestly, all 3 are excellent showmen. It just depends on how you prefer to line them up and what you kind of got going. I asked them all a question today. They all missed the question, so that didn't help me any from sorting them through within that grouping and where that's at. So I think to me, too, have just got a little bit more control of their animal. One of them, I think, maybe goes a little faster pace and the pig wants to. Another one, I think maybe every once in a while kind of gets lost in the congestion every once in a while, and that pig wants to kind of dilly-dally a little slower than maybe we would prefer. So depends on where you want to put your focus. To me, the one that's got the most control, the proper pace, does a good job. All 3 do an excellent job of showing you the front of the hog. When they come right out of the gate, they're ready to rock and roll. They do a good job. The one that's got the better pace today, better control, and keeps it together, young man here's going to be our champion. Give him a nice round of applause. Young lady here's going to be second in this group. Give her a nice round of applause. That pig wants to go just a nickel faster than we might prefer from time to time, so you just need to slow him down. This guy here did a great job. That pig wants to kind of stick back, so you need to be just a nickel more aggressive to get that. But 3 excellent showmen, extremely good quality there, that top 3, moving on down the line. The young lady, when she hit me out of the gate here in the beginning, she was rocking and rolling. I thought, there we go. She knows what she's doing. And then that pig did not want to cooperate in that first group. She kind of got lucky and made that. But then she come back out the second heat. You were ready to rock and roll again, and the pig wanted to cooperate for you. So I just need a little more consistency the entire time, but excellent job there as well. Same thing with the young man here, kind of a calm, collective type of showman, just out here doing his thing and does a good job of that. Just a little more eye contact, the pig's head up a little bit higher from time to time. If I can, it kind of naturally just wants to kind of go natural with that head. Needed to crank that one up a little higher if I can. The next exhibitor I think does a good job, just a good composure, keeping that pig and driving that hog in the right direction, not really making too many horrible mistakes with that. The main thing is if you keep that head up and just keep it rocking and rolling. So you did a good job. That pig every once in a while you might have to tap a little harder to get it to go. So good job to that exhibitor today for doing a great job. Thank you. Give them all a nice round of applause there. We dismiss them on back.
Congratulations, age 13 showmanship winner Hunter Ross. Second place, Jenna Stahl. Third place, Mason Ross. Fourth place, Eden Myers. And fifth place, Eric Nelson. Entering the arena at this time is age 12 showmanship. These exhibitors are Jonathan Noss, Savannah Smith, Caitlin Brandenburg, Evan Sandfoss, Scarlett Lucky, Trey Holden, Jaden Swader, and Olivia Liming. Judge, this is your class. We need age 11 showmanship, heat 1, to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Ellie Mae Hazelbaker, we need age 11 showmanship, heat 1, to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Ellie Mae Hazelbaker, Shelby Swader, Madeline Royce, Nolan Armour, Kylie Bosom, and Allie Morrison. Please be making your way to the holding pens. We need heat 2 of age 11 to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Olivia Havarilla, Delaney Donahue, Xander Fishback, Evan Holden, Shelby Swader, and Ronnie Bullock. Please be getting ready in the barn.
we selected off our top end here within that group, and we've got some others that do a good job. That pig wants to run. That lady's doing a good job trying to keep control. That pig wants to kind of ride the fence. This young lady here does a good job. They come maybe a little slow here for showmanship, and when it comes out of the gate, I just need you to be a little more aggressive and get that thing a rocking and rolling for me. But she's certainly got the fundamentals down. I just need a little more pep in their step there this morning to get that going. Give them a nice round of applause. We'll dismiss those three on back, and then we'll evaluate the top end here today. Thank you. Let's one more good time congratulate our top end here within this age group. Let's show them your appreciation and put your hands together for these exhibitors. I think once again a real competitive group that's out here, and some things we'll talk about within the group there for some pointers for the future. I think once again one of our exhibitors did a great job. That pig does not want to cooperate, so because of that, young lady over there is going to be 5. Give her a nice round of applause there. She's certainly one of my top showmen. That pig just is not cooperating out here for showmanship, and she knows it. A closer placing here between 3 and 4 here within this division. I think once again they need to work on keeping their head up. They do a good job of control and a good pace. Just need to keep that pig's head up higher for me. Young man here is going to be 4. Give him a nice round of applause once again. Young man over here is going to be 3. He does a great job. It took a little time to get him going, but once the two got going there, they certainly did a great job. That head up and keep that pig rolling here. The next two exhibitors, I think once again, have a little more control and composure of their hog here within that division. I think once again, there's one thing here. Your champion does a good job of keeping that pig's head up, keeping that hog rolling. But we were back here, you were talking to your friends, you weren't paying attention to me. You're still going to probably win. But those are things you need to be ready when you're here. You be ready to rock and roll out here for showmanship. After that, you kind of warmed up, and I could tell you're ready to rock and roll, but be prepared at all points in time. Young lady here is going to be your champion. Give her a nice round of applause. Just have some more control back there in the holding pens. Young man here is going to be second. Give him a nice round of applause. Does an excellent job. Every once in a while, that hog wants to drop that head down on me, okay? So try to always keep it up. You do a great job. Every once in a while, I want to drop on me out there in that group. So give a nice round of applause there. Another excellent group of showmen. Thank you.
Congratulations, age 12 showmanship winner, Caitlin Brandenburg. Second place, Jonathan Noss. Third place, Jaden Swader. Fourth place, Evan Sandfoss. And fifth place, Savannah Smith. Entering the arena at this time is age 11, heat 1. These exhibitors are Ellie Mae Hazelbaker, Shelby Swader, Madeline Royce, Nolan Armour, Kylie Bosom, and Allie Morrison. Allie Morrison, you have 2 minutes to be making your way to the holding pens. Judge, this is your class. We need age 11, heat 2 to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Olivia Havarilla, Delaney Donahue, Xander Fishback, Evan Holden, Shelby Swader, and Ronnie Bullock. Please be making your way to the holding pens.
A really good group here. Everyone randomly selected off the top 4. The young lady here does a good job. That pig wants to ride that fence. Let's give her a nice round of applause. We'll dismiss her on back today, but she did a great job today. Thank you.
Entering the arena at this time is age 11, heat 2. These exhibitors are Olivia Havarilla, Delaney Donahue, Xander Fishback, Evan Holden, and Ronnie Bullock.
Once again, we randomly selected off our top end here. The young man here in the blue plaid, I think, does a good job here in that check shirt. That pig didn't want to cooperate. It's kind of thrown him off a little bit here. That pig's just kind of getting unruly, but right out of the gate, he did a great job as well, did an excellent job. This exhibitor here, we're also going to dismiss on back. Did a good job there, too. Want to try to keep that hand off that back of that hog if you can for me, but they certainly do a good job of some control and keeping that hog moving. So give those exhibitors there a nice round of applause. They did a great job. We'll select here from our top end here in just a second. Thank you.
We need age 10 showmen to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Jackson Noss, Pascal Stahl, McKenna McGovey, Landon Blankenship. Please be making your way to the holding pens at this time.
Another high quality showmanship class here in our top end here, all clear down the line actually. Some things we can work on here as we get younger in this age group, and we got some things to work on, a little more practice, a little more maturity, but I certainly think they've done an outstanding job here within this group. Give them a nice round of applause once again, our top entries here within this age bracket. I think once again it gets real more difficult out here on our top end. We got a couple things that kind of shook them and on down the line and kind of placed them accordingly because of some things that maybe we can work on and make improvements to, but they've done an excellent job. The young man here today is going to be 3. Give him a nice round of applause for just doing an excellent job in that go round. Second heat, he did better. I'm going to be honest with you. First heat, that pig did not want to put that head up. Someone maybe told him or he figured it out. Next heat, he's got more control of that hog. He's got that head up. I just needed more consistency between 1 and 2 within these heats, but he's doing an outstanding job out here in the finals. He's really turned up the pressure there on the 2 young ladies. Just did an outstanding job there for me as well. The 2 young ladies are my better showmen, obviously. They got the heads up. They got some control. They do a great job with how they present their animals. One, though, when we talk about when you come out of the gates, you got to shut that gate. Even when we're over here, I know those might need some practice and some help from, but over here, these gates aren't that difficult to shut. So you get that pig out, you get its head going, you drive it, you turn right back around, you shut that gate, then you go right back out and you start driving, and that's what you do. That's how we do showmanship. Because of that, that kind of shook out their top pair. They're both excellent showmen. Young lady over here is going to be champion. Give her a nice round of applause. Young lady here is going to be second. The reason why, you didn't shut your gate, young lady, so work on that out there in the finals. So excellent group of showmen, did a good job. Young lady with that polka dotted hog, you can come on out next. She's by far our harder worker of the entire group. She's got a pig that wants to go a little bit faster pace than maybe it needs to for showmanship. She does a good job keeping that head up, keeping control of that hog. It just wants to rock and roll a little faster than we might prefer for it to be for showmanship, but she does a great job. Same thing with the young man coming out next. I think he's just kind of a low-key showman. He does a great job with how he presents that hog. Every once in a while, that pig wants to drop that head, so he remembers that, gets that thing up and gets it going, does a great job as well. The next 2 showmen can come on out. They both did a great job. Young man's a little low-key one. They're a little too far out in the congestion of the crowd, kind of towards that fence. Young lady did a good job. That hog wants to ride the fence the second round. She knew that, so she's an excellent showman. Probably was in my top 3. It's just that pig didn't cooperate the second heat for her. Young man does a good job, just a little more aggression if I can, to bump that one up and come right on out there after me. Give him a nice round of applause. An excellent set of showmen once again. Thank you.
Congratulations, age 11 winner Shelby Swader. Second place, Delaney Donahue. Third place, Nolan Armour. Fourth place, Kylie Bosom. And fifth place, Ronnie Bullock. Entering the arena at this time is age 10 showmen. These exhibitors are Jackson Noss, Pascal Stahl, McKenna McAvoy, and Landon Blankenship.
just 3 out here in this age group. And I think once again they've done an excellent job. Maybe some worked a little harder at home, and it kind of can show out here from that standpoint. But once again, one with a little more control, keeps that pig head up, knows the fundamentals now for showmanship. Young man here in the blue is going to be our winner in this group. Give him a nice round of applause for doing an excellent job. Second place is going to be the young man over here with the Blue Butt Guild. I think once again he's got just a little more control of that, keeping that hog moving. It wants to maybe go a little faster, not cooperate as well, but he certainly has got the idea of what's going on out here. And this young man, I think, does a good job. Just try not to push and use those knees if you can. Just use your whip and your pipe to keep that pig moving. But he does a good job. Give him a nice round of applause, those three exhibitors today, for doing a good job. Thank you.
We need age 9 showmen first heat to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Case Sexton, Logan Sanez, McKenna McAvoy, and Colton Phillips. Please be making your way to the holding pens at this time. We need age 9 heat 2 to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Wyatt Blakely, Bailey Blankenship, Carly Sandfoss, Emmett Boswell, Shelby Bainham, Claire Bullock, and Stella Ninenchuk. Congratulations, age 10 showmanship winner Jackson Noss. Second place, Landon Blankenship, and third place, Pascal Stahl. We need age 9 heat 2 to also be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Wyatt Blakely, Bailey Blankenship, Carly Sandfoss, Emmett Boswell, Shelby Bainham, Claire Bullock, and Stella Ninenchuk. Please be making your way to the holding pens. Entering the arena at this time is age 9 heat 1. These exhibitors are Case Sexton, Logan Sanez, McKenna McAvoy, Colton Phillips, Shelby Bainham, and Claire Bullock. We need age 9 showmen to be getting ready in the barns. These exhibitors are Clint Dollenmeyer, Travis Brandenburg, Marilyn Stahl, Kaylee Loizo, John Kaufman Jr., Briley Clem, and Paisley Tyndall. Please be getting ready in the barn. Just a reminder that if you have somebody showing in the Pee Wee Showmanship, you do need somebody 18 years or older to be in the ring with them.
We selected off kind of our top 4. This young man does a good job. That Gilt just wants to run a little for him. He does a good job showing. This young lady did a good job. And the Gilt wanted to start hitting the fence and just kind of ride the fence. So it makes it a little more difficult for him. Give those 2 exhibitors there a nice round of applause. We'll dismiss them on back or work that next heat. We'll let those 2 get pinned up today. Thank you.
Entering the arena at this time is age 9, heat 2. These exhibitors are Wyatt Blakely, Bailey Blankenship, Carly Sanfoss, Emmett Boswell, and Stella Ninenchuk. Another competitive group. I think once again we've got some minor things that kind of work them through. You need to work on shutting those gates if you can for me. Some of these pigs want to go a little quick. Young lady does a good job. That pig wants to run a little faster right towards the fence. The young lady over here with the red pig, I think once again was close there to making it towards the top end. This young lady's pig just wants to run too fast for you for showmanship. They did a good job. Give them a nice round of applause. We run them on back to the barn today. Great job to those exhibitors today. Thank you. We need age 8 showmen to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Clint Dollemeyer, Travis Brandenburg, Marilyn Stahl, Kaylee Loizo, John Kaufman Jr., Briley Clem, and Paisley Tyndall. Please be making your way to the holding pens at this time.
A really good pair of showmen here on our top, and we even got some other good ones down. We're talking about them on down the line. But once again, these two individuals are working extremely hard here, doing a good job, kind of low key, keeping that hog in the right place, keeping them rocking and rolling there from that standpoint. Among the two, I think one of the cooler things, walk your pig on out of the ring there, out of that pin, and it keeps its head up and just keeps on strolling with its head up without a showman. That's kind of a cool feature to have. That means you practice a lot with your pig there as well. At home, it kind of knows that. Between the two, one really gets that head cranked up and keeps that pig rocking and rolling, always looking really well, does a good job. Young man here is going to be our champion. Young man here does an excellent job. You're going to be second for me today. Just try to keep that head up if you me from time to time, but you do an excellent job. Two really good showmen. Give them a nice round of applause there, both of them, for doing a great job today within that group. Young lady did a good job there too. You just were a little further out. You can come on out in pin number 2, and same thing with young man at pin number 3. You can come on out. Young lady did a good job. That pig wants to be a little further out sometimes, be more out towards the fence, so try to get in the middle of the ring, be a little more congested. Same thing with the young man's got the fundamentals down there. Once in a while that pig didn't quite cooperate. Be sure to always latch your gates too as well. The young man comes out next. Just remember where that judge is at. You want to every once in a while be on the wrong side of your pig. And the young lady did a good job there. It's nice of you to wait and help that other pig out of that pin back there earlier. That pig wants to go a little too fast for me for showmanship, but you certainly got the fundamentals down that you need to for showmanship to do extremely well. One more time, give a nice round of applause. Another excellent group here today. Thank you.
Congratulations, age 9 showman winner Logan Sanez. Second place, Colton Phillips. Third place, Claire Bullock. Fourth place, Emmett Boswell. And fifth place, Wyatt Blakely. Entering the arena at this time is age 8 showman. These exhibitors are Clint Dollemeyer, Travis Brandenburg, Marilyn Stahl, Kaylee Loizo, John Kaufman Jr., Briley Clem, and Paisley Tyndall. We need all first place winners from all age divisions to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are 18-year-old Lillian Wildy, 17-year-old Luke Jennings, 16-year-old Madeline Griffith, 15-year-old Lily Talby, 14-year-old Kaylee Jennings, 13-year-old Hunter Ross, 12-year-old Caitlin Brandenburg, 11-year-old Shelby Swader, 10-year-old Jackson Noss, and 9-year-old Logan Sanez. Please be getting ready in the barn. We will be starting with adult showmanship first and then Pee-wee showmanship. There are 3 heats of Pee-wee showmanship, and every Pee-wee exhibitor needs to be accompanied by an exhibitor or an adult over the age of 18. Can we have all first place winners be making their way to the holding pens at this time? These exhibitors are Lillian Wildy, Luke Jennings, Madeline Griffith, Lily Talby, Kaylee Jennings, Hunter Ross, Caitlin Brandenburg, Shelby Swader, Jackson Noss, and Logan Sanez. Please be making your way to the holding pens at this time.
A very competitive group of showmen out here on our top, and I think all 3 of these work their way logically towards the top and just do an outstanding job within that group. The one that's third today, I think maybe just isn't quite as intense or as much aggression, but does job with a really cool looking hog. Young lady over there is going to be 3. Give her a nice round of applause today for doing an excellent job. These next 2 are very, very difficult to evaluate. I'll be honest with you, they're both extremely well, and they do a really good job for their age and where they're at within that standing. I think once again, one will be aggressive, keeps an eye on what's going on, and then kind of lays back, then gets back to the aggression, then gets back to the laid back look, and then the other one I think is just intense the entire time, always keeps it working and keep it where that's at. So close placing here, you can shift them how you see it today. I certainly found one with just a little more aggression that kept the consistency all the way through. The winner today. Give the young lady here a nice round of applause. She's going to be our winner today for doing a great job. Young man's going to be second, and like I said, you would be aggressive, and then you would slow up, then you'd be aggressive, and you'd slow up. And that's okay to be that way, but just keep on trying to be consistently through the whole time when you're showing that hog. Don't be laid back. Excellent job cleaning up your pig when he got dirty on you, so good job there as well. The young lady that comes in next, I think, did a good job, kind of a low-key showman as well. Every once in a while, that pig wants to be a little too far out, so try to work on on that. Try not to nudge him if you can. Young man did a good job. That pig wants to bolt and go a little too fast for him. Same thing with the next two. They kind of want to ride the fence there on those exhibitors. So try to work in the future to get those pigs to work away from that fence and work on towards that. But I commend you for coming out here and doing a great job. Give them a nice round of applause. They've all done an excellent job. All have the fundamentals down for showmanship. Those pigs just don't cooperate maybe as well as we want them to today. Thank you.
Congratulations, Class Age 8 winner, Kaylee Loizo. Second place, Travis Brandenburg. Third place, Paisley Tyndall. Fourth place, Marilyn Stahl. And fifth place, Clint Dollemeyer. Entering the arena at this time is all first place winners. 18-year-old Lillian Wowdy, 17-year-old Luke Jennings, 16-year-old Madeline Griffith, 15-year-old Lily Taube, 14-year-old Kaylee Jennings, 13-year-old Hunter Ross, 12-year-old Caitlin Brandenburg, 11-year-old Shelby Swader, 10-year-old Jackson Noss, 9-year-old Logan Sanchez, and 8-year-old Kaylee Loizo. We would like to welcome our judge again for this morning, Mr. Ryan Harrell from Frankton, Indiana. Ryan works for First Farmers Bank and Trust as a commercial and ag loan officer. He graduated from Purdue University in 2000 with a degree in animal science. He also graduated from Indiana School of Medicine in 2005 with a degree in nuclear medicine. Ryan was a member of the 1998-1999 livestock judging team while attending Purdue University and won several top 10 honors in livestock judging, reasonings, and carcass estimations. Ryan will be judging livestock shows this year in Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. Let's welcome our judge for this morning.
An extremely good set of showmen. Let's give all of your exhibitors here and their divisions here a nice round of applause. quality showmen that do an excellent job here within your county. I think once again we're going to name off the top 5 here in no particular order on down the line, and we'll show you and talk about those different things. It's kind of a judge's personal preference here with how we do them, and I think they just did an outstanding job, our exhibitors here within these divisions. I think some just have a little more control, even in the congestion. They pull them on through and do an outstanding job with where they're at. So it depends on where you want to put your focus and your priorities. They do a great job. The exhibitor for me that's 5th today, I think did a great job. In the beginning, kind of dilly-dallied around a little bit with their friends, but after they got that, they had their intensity going and showing. Young lady over here in that blue gilt's going to be 5. Give her a nice round of applause for doing an excellent job today for making the top 5. Our 4th place entry did a good job. The pig isn't quite as cooperative as we want them to be, but she doesn't care. She keeps on rolling. She'll drive that thing anywhere. The pig screaming its head off. Does an excellent job. Young lady right here is going to be 4. Give her a good round of applause there for doing an excellent job. Our top 3, I think, once again, outstanding showman. Depends on where you want to put your focus. Low-key drive with where they're at. They had the fundamentals down. I think in the congestion, one's got a little more intensity and aggression that works their way towards the top end within those other group and does an excellent job. This young man here is going to be 3 today. Give him a nice round of applause. Outstanding showman within that group. 1 and 2, I think once again, one's a little more laid back and was scared in the congestion, held back, but did a good job. They keep that head up. They keep that pig rolling. They do an excellent job. Young lady with that blue butt pig over there is going to be 2. Give her a nice round of applause. Young man right here is going to be champion. Congratulations to him for doing a great job. Give them all a nice round of applause. Excellent set of showmen here for doing a great job. This little guy is going to be honorable mention today. The young lady over there in the blue also is going to be honorable mention within that division. Good job to them. One more time, a nice round of applause. Excellent set of showmen today. Thank you.
Congratulations, champion swine showman Luke Jennings and reserve champion Madeline Griffith. Madeline will go on to represent swine in Show of Shows Friday afternoon. We need all adult showmen to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Brian Sexton, Kevin Tyndall, Tisha Myers, Brian Brandenburg, Faith Stegbauer, and Chad Evans. Please be making your way to the arena. We will be taking a 30-minute break at the conclusion of the Pee Wee Showmanship before we start the County Born and Raised show. We will be taking a 30-minute break. The County Born and Bred show will also be a separate live stream from the Showmanship. Entering the arena at this time is adult showmanship. These exhibitors are Brian Sexton, aka Nugget, Kevin Tyndall, Tisha Myers, Faith Stakebauer, and Chad Evans. We need Pee Wee Showmanship Heat 1 to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Megan Sanez, Reddington Stahl, Case Stahl, Riley Kirk, Cora Shepard, Rylan Ninenchuk, Sawyer Fairchild, and Walker Nichols. Please be making your way to the holding pens. As a reminder, you have to have an adult over the age of 18 or an exhibitor in the ring with you.
For our adult showmanship division, I think once again it gets real competitive on our top, and we've got 3 entries, I think, that really work their way towards the top, and 2 kind of shake on down within that standpoint. In 5th place, I just need to pick a little closer to me among the mix of very competitive people. I think they do a good job. Fundamentals, you're going to be 5 for me today. Give him a nice round of applause there in our adult division for doing an excellent job. Our 4th place entry is going to be the young lady over here. Give her a nice round of applause. Once again, coming right out of the gate, I thought she was going to be my winner, but as time's going on and I remember the pig, I think honestly it's the hog that's not very good for Showman. It has its moments where it wants to be great, and it has its moments it just wants to be laid back. And so I'm going to blame the hog on this one between you and probably your daughter or relative there. You both did a great job. That pig is not maybe the best for showmanship for them today. 3rd place for me once again does a good job. That pig wants to drop that head down. They're always right out here in the mix. Do a good job. Young lady here is going to be 3. Congratulations to her among the pair there within that grouping. The next 2 exhibitors, once again, one's low-keyed and laid back. Every once in a while, put that hand on the back of that hog. The other one, I think, once again, did a great job of showmanship. That pig wants to go a little fast. They wanted to bolt a little bit there, had to crack that hog a little harder than maybe we might prefer for Showman within that grouping. So the good combination, Showman a little more laid back. Young man right there is going to be our champion. Nugget, I believe, is going to be reserved. Give him a nice round of applause today for doing a great job. Thank you.
Congratulations, 1st place adult showman, Chad Evans. 2nd place, Brian Sexton. 3rd place, Faith Stakebauer. 4th place, Tisha Myers. And 5th place, Kevin Tyndall. Chad will be representing Swine in Show of Shows tomorrow afternoon. We need all Heat 1 Pee Wee Showmen to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Megan Sanez, Reddington Stahl, Case Stahl, Riley Kirk, Cora Shepard, Rylan Ninenchuk, Sawyer Fairchild, and Walker Nichols. Please be making your way to the holding pens at this time. This is the last call for Heat 1 Pee Wee Showmanship. Entering the arena at this time is Heat 1 of Pee Wee Showmanship. These exhibitors are Megan Sanez, Reddington Stahl, Case Stahl, Briley Kirk, Cora Shepard, Rylan Ninenchuk, Sawyer Fairchild, and Walker Nichols.
Let's go ahead and congratulate our first group of Pee Wee Showmen out here for getting out here and participating. Obviously, the future of your fair and your program is involved with the Pee Wee exhibitors, so they've just done an outstanding job today. We're going to dismiss that first group on out. We'll work that second today. Give them one more time a nice round of applause. Everybody's a winner out here for participating.
We need Heat 2 of Pee Wee Showmanship to be making their way to the holding pens at this time. These exhibitors are Adeline Ninenchuk, Boone Burdevag, Oliver Breitenstein, Oscar Breitenstein, Emma McCary, Leilani Tauby, Ian Smith, and Brantley Clem. We need Heat 2 Pee Wee to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Adeline Ninenchuk, Boone Burbage, Oliver Breitenstein, Oscar Breitenstein, Emma McCary, Leilani Tauby, Ian Smith, and Brantley Clem. Please be making your way to the holding pens. We need Heat 3 of Pee Wee Showman to be making their way to the holding pens. These exhibitors are Kia Loizo, Lindley Jarman, Grace Fancook, Jackson Davis, Josie Davis, Asher Hatfield, Hadley Burtridge, Caitlin Lindsay, and Ansley Hatfield.
Let's one more time congratulate this division here of Pee Wee exhibitors here. We're just going to kind of sift them on through. That way there's not too congested today. Once again, put your hands together and congratulate these exhibitors for getting here and showing today. We'll dismiss them on back. Everybody's a winner. Great job to those exhibitors today. Thank you.
The third and final heat of Pee Wee Showman needs to be in the holding pens at this time. Entering the arena at this time is the third and final heat of Pee Wee Showmanship. This is the final call for Pee Wee Showman. You should be entering the arena at this time. Just a reminder, we will be taking a 30-minute break at the conclusion of Pee Wee Showmanship before the County Born and Bred show starts. We will start the County Born and Bred show at 11 o'clock.
Once again, our final division here at Pee Wee. Let's give them all a nice round of applause and congratulate those exhibitors. We'll dismiss them on back. And once again, everybody's a winner day, so thanks for coming out and participating. So thank you.